It was my 60th birthday bash in our big backyard in Penrith, Sydney's west, sun still high, the barbie roaring with fat snags spitting fat, prawns curling on the hot plate, and the esky groaning under slabs of tuis and VB. The whole clan was there, my 3 kids, their partners, the grandkids tearing around with water pistols, cousins I hadn't seen since the last funeral, and half the street who'd rocked up with a slab and a "Happy birthday, ya old bastard." Fairy lights were already strung up for when the sun dropped, and the smell of charcoal and garlic butter hung thick in the air. I'd spent all morning on that pavlova, whipped the egg whites till my arms ached, folded in the sugar like Nan taught me, piled on fresh mango and passion fruit because it's summer and I wanted it to look bloody special. It sat proud on the trestle table, a bit wobbly, a bit cracked on one side, but it was mine. Then Kylie, my youngest son's wife, always with the phone glued to her hand, sauntered over in her designer sunnies and that fake happy smile she wears when she's about to stir the pot. Without asking, she flipped the camera to live stream mode and pointed it straight at my pav. "Oi everyone, check this out," she announced, voice loud enough to cut through the chatter. "It's Pop's big 6-0 and look at this tragic pavlova. Looks like it's been in a car crash. Gordon Ramsay would lose the plot. It's RAW in the middle, you donkey." She cackled, zooming in on the cracked meringue, then panned to the slightly charred edges of the steaks I'd just pulled off the grill. "And these, tougher than a roo's ass. Classic dad cooking, eh?" The laughter hit like a slap. First a couple of her TikTok mates chimed in with fire emojis and sent him to MasterChef jail, then a few of the younger cousins joined in, giggling behind their hands. My missus, Jan, froze mid-pour of the Prosecco, her eyes flicking to me with that quiet, "Don't make a scene" look. My chest tightened, 60 years old and getting publicly flogged by the girl who'd only been in the family 5 minutes. I stood there holding the tongs, grease dripping onto my thongs, feeling every eye on me. The grandkids stopped their screaming and stared, little mouths open. My oldest mate Mick tried to laugh it off, "She's only having a lend, mate," but the sting was already deep. Family's supposed to have your back, not turn your special day into content for strangers. I forced a grin, but inside I was boiling hotter than the barbie itself, wondering how the hell I was gonna get through the arvo without losing it. I froze, the barbecue tongs still clenched in my right hand like they were the only thing keeping me upright. Grease dripped onto my bare foot, hot enough to sting, but I barely felt it. Kylie's voice kept ringing out from her phone speaker, tinny, mocking, broadcast to who knows how many strangers. "Hang on, zoom in on that pav again, yeah, it's got more craters than the moon." Poor old bugger tried his best, but nah, this is next level tragic. She tilted the screen so her followers could get a good look at the collapsed center, the bit where the meringue had wept sugar syrup and gone all soft and sad. Comments pinged in rapid fire. Tears of joy send him to Ramsay boot camp, that's not a pav, that's a crime scene, auntie needs to teach him how it's done. Each one landed like a jab to the ribs. Jan stepped closer, her hand brushing my elbow. "Don't let it get to ya, love," she murmured, voice low so only I could hear. "She's just showing off for the camera. Turn it off, Kylie, it's his birthday." But Kylie didn't even glance over, just kept filming, laughing that high, sharp laugh that always set my teeth on edge. My son, Jake, hovered nearby, shifting from foot to foot. "KY, come on, ease up," he said, trying to sound casual but his face was tight. "Dad spent all morning on that. Give it a rest." She rolled her eyes. "Relax, babe, it's just banter. Everyone's loving it. Look, we're up to 300 views already." The grandkids had stopped their water pistol war. Little Mia, only 6, tugged at my shorts. "Poppy, why's mummy being mean to your cake?" Her big eyes were confused, lip wobbling. I forced a smile that felt like cracking concrete. "It's all right, darl, just having a joke." But my voice came out rough, thicker than I wanted. Across the yard, my oldest mate Mick caught my eye and gave a small nod, like he knew exactly how deep the knife was going in. The cousins who'd been chuckling earlier had gone quiet, glancing between me and Kylie like they didn't know whose side to pick. The air felt heavier now, the smell of burning fat turning sour in my nose. I looked down at the pavlova, my pavlova. The one I'd made thinking of Mum, how she'd clap her hands when it came out perfect. The one I'd been proud of, cracked or not. Now it was a punchline. My throat burned, not from the smoke, but from the hot, helpless rage building behind my eyes. 60 bloody years old, and my own daughter-in-law was carving me up online like I was some washed-up cook on reality TV. Family's meant to lift you up on your birthday, not tear strips off you for likes. I swallowed hard, tasting metal. If I said something now, it'd blow up bigger, maybe ruin the whole arvo. If I said nothing, I'd choke on it for weeks. The comments kept coming, relentless. My heart hammered against my ribs so hard I thought the whole party could hear it. Kylie's stream was still rolling, the viewer count ticking up like a pokey machine on a good run, 400, 500, climbing fast. She propped the phone against a stubby holder on the table so everyone could see the comments scrolling wild. Roast him harder, this is gold, tears of joy, Gordon Ramsay needs to see this train wreck. She leaned in close to the camera, smirking. See that burnt steak? Classic dad move, tough as old boots. Bet he thinks it's, well done, but it's just well left, kid. The words slipped out half-censored, but the laugh that followed was pure venom. A few of the older aunties tutted, shifting in their plastic chairs, but the younger lot were glued to their own phones, watching the live feed and giggling along. Jake stepped forward properly this time, voice low but firm. KY, enough. Turn it off. It's Dad's birthday, not your bloody comedy special. She spun on him, eyes flashing. Oh come on, babe, lighten up. It's just a bit of fun. He can take a joke, he's a big boy. But her tone had that edge, the one that said don't push me in front of an audience. Jake's jaw tightened. I could see the war in his face, loyalty to his wife clashing with the son who knew how much this hurt his old man. The grandkids clustered closer now. Little Mia clung to my leg, whispering, Poppy, don't be sad. Her brother Ethan piped up louder, Mummy, stop it. Poppy worked hard. Kylie waved a hand dismissively. Kids, shush, it's adult talk. But the damage was spreading. My sister-in-law Carol crossed her arms, muttering to Jan, she's gone too far this time. That's not banter, that's bullying. The cousins who'd laughed earlier looked sheepish, phones lowered. The backyard felt smaller, the fairy lights suddenly too bright, the Barbie smoke choking instead of comforting. I stood there, silent, every muscle locked. My heart was thumping so hard it drowned out the chatter, boom boom boom, like it wanted to punch through my ribs. 60 years of busting my guts for this family, working double shifts at the factory so they could have nice Christmases, teaching the boys to ride bikes, walking Jan down the aisle at our daughter's wedding. And now this, publicly shredded by the girl who married in and thought likes mattered more than blood. The rage wasn't hot anymore, it was cold, sharp, dangerous. I could feel it coiling in my gut, ready to snap. One more word from her and I'd lose it, say something I couldn't take back, maybe ruin Jake's marriage right there in the yard. Or worse, stay quiet and let her win, let the humiliation sink in forever. Jan squeezed my hand, her palm clammy. Breathe, love, she whispered. But breathing felt impossible. The comments kept pinging, relentless, cruel, endless. My eyes stung, not from smoke, but from the burn of holding it all in. Family betrayal like this, it cuts deeper than any stranger's insult. I stared at Kylie, at the phone in her hand like a weapon, and something inside me shifted. If she wanted a show, she was about to get one she'd never forget. The gate at the side of the yard gave a sharp metallic squeak, like it was announcing royalty. Heads turned. Through the haze of Barbie smoke stepped a bloke in a crisp black polo, sleeves rolled, veins popping on his forearms, Gordon Bloody Ramsay himself. The whole backyard went dead quiet except for the sizzle of forgotten snags. Kylie's phone wobbled in her grip, the live feed caught his arrival in real time, viewer count exploding past 1,000. What in the actual hell is going on here? Ramsay barked, that unmistakable accent slicing through the stunned silence like a cleaver. He strode straight to the trestle table, eyes scanning the carnage, my collapsed pav, the overdone steaks, the wilted salad nobody had touched. He snatched a fork, stabbed a chunk of pav, and shoved it in his mouth. Chewed once, twice, then his face twisted in that famous grimace. This is an abomination. It's weepy, it's underbaked in the center, and someone's clearly taken the piss out of the poor sod who made it. Kylie went ghost white, mouth opening and closing like a landed flathead. The comments on her stream went feral. No way Gordon's here, this is insane, get her. Ramsay turned to her, pointing the fork like a weapon. You, the one with the phone. You think it's funny to humiliate a man on his 60th birthday? In front of his grandkids. His family. That's not content, love, that's cruelty. And I don't tolerate cruelty in my kitchen, or anyone else's. He didn't wait for her to answer. He rolled up his sleeves further, grabbed my apron from the chair, and tied it on like he owned the place. Right, everyone back up. This man put heart into this spread. Let's see what a pro can do with it. In under 10 minutes he was barking orders, my neighbours scrambling to fetch ingredients from the esky, Jan passing him bowls, even the grandkids wide-eyed and helping fetch plates. He salvaged the pav by torching the top for crunch, whipped up a quick passionfruit curd to fill the crater, sliced the steaks thin and fanned them with a balsamic glaze he magicked from pantry scraps. Every move was lightning, every insult aimed squarely at the disrespect, not at me. When he plated up the revamped feast, he shoved a forkful toward the camera, still live, still racking up views. This is what respect looks like. This bloke's got more guts in one cracked pavlova than half the so-called chefs I've met. Taste it. Bloody brilliant effort. He looked straight at Kylie. Now apologize. On camera, or I'll make sure every kitchen in Australia knows who you are. Kylie's hands shook so bad the phone nearly dropped. I'm sorry, Dad. It was just a joke. I didn't mean, her voice cracked. Ramsay snorted. Not good enough. Say it like you mean it. She did, tears streaking mascara, voice small. The family exhaled as one. Ramsay clapped me on the shoulder. Happy birthday, mate. You've got a spine. Don't let anyone make you doubt it again. He left as quick as he came, but not before the stream hit viral. Millions of views, comments flipping from mockery to praise for the underdog legend. Kylie slunk and sighed, phone off, face burning. Jake followed, whispering apologies. The grandkids mobbed me for hugs. Jan squeezed my hand, eyes shining. I looked at my fixed pav, still cracked underneath, but golden and proud on top, and took the first proper bite. Tasted like justice. Sweet, sharp, and long overdue.